Hey guys, it's Super Robot Tyson from River City Retro and the Two Crude Dudes podcast here, and I'm back with a Super Robot review, I guess you should say, of one of my favorite arcade games of all time, and that is Space Gun by Taito. I popped in Taito Legends Volume 1 on original Xbox, and you can play Space Gun on there. Space Gun is a light gun or a mounted gun arcade game. And you'll see the cabinet here in a second. I'm pulling it up. There it is. And I was never really into these kind of light gun or, shooter mounted gun games until I played Terminator 2 Judgment Day at my local arcade. And it ate all my quarters and all my time and all my money. And then one day I went into a Jumbo Video rental store. And sure enough, they had a cabinet of Space Gun there. And Space Gun's got this, well, you saw it, this beautiful red and blue bright cabinet. It's got this cool plastic molding on the outside that kind of makes it look like, the alien construct or an alien hive. The marquees all sort of protruding out. So it caught my eye. I went over and took a look at the demo and popped in some quarters. And sure enough, well, if you know me, I'm a gigantic fan of the movie franchise Aliens or Alien. And basically, Space Gun is a huge ripoff of Aliens. It's got some elements of Predator in it. H.R. Giger could probably, sue these dudes. But anyways, you play colonial marines or rescue peoples, whoever you are, and you're sent to answer a distress call on this spaceship that has become overrun and infested with monstrous aliens. So there we go. Now, the home console versions here, you just have a cursor on the screen. Obviously, I can't play it with a light gun on the original Xbox, sadly, which is the best way to do it. So you enter the ship, and these green aliens and, they're sort of red facehugger type things, alien eggs, pretty much everything you'd want to see from that movie franchise. This is kind of like the unofficial shooter game of it, I guess. Start attacking you and just messing you up. So anyways, these things are kidnapping, raping, eating, whatever, the crew members, and you have to rescue them. There's a little counter at the top of the screen there to see how many crew members you've rescued. And the more challenging playthroughs, basically you want to try and rescue everybody is the goal. And stay alive and get as many points as you can. One thing that really caught my eye was, well, in 91 or whenever it was when I was playing this, is, there's a lot of gore. And you did see some of that in the arcades back then, but it was just really cool to blow off aliens' arms and shoot them in the head, and juicy chunks of gore would slide down the screen, and you get these bite and slash marks all over the place. There was also a number of power-ups. You saw me shoot something on the wall there, and that gave you you got flame bombs and grenades and things. There was a button on the side of the mounted gun which you could use to launch some of your special attacks. You basically needed to do that if you wanted to stay alive. The horizontal scrolling sections here were really challenging. When the screen is scrolling, when you're scrolling towards the screen, you have a little bit better chance because the aliens don't swarm you as much. But as soon as you scroll horizontally like this, they start coming at you from all angles. And I mean, it's designed to eat your quarters, and it does a fantastic job of it. You do get a number of different palette swaps, obviously, of the enemies, and cooler shit as the game goes on. Some of my favorites where you'll see later on, there's I burned their asses. You'll see these guys that kind of look like hammerhead sharks, or they look sort of like Cobra Khan from the Masters of the Universe action figures, but I always kind of thought that. The other thing that made it challenging was your gun would kind of deplete power. That red bar bottom left there, if you just held down the trigger too long, similar to Terminator 2, your gun would shoot slower and lose some of its impact. So you kind of had to lay off the trigger and not just go Bill Paxton on everything in order to maintain your gun's power. Yeah, there's some of the Hammerhead guys. Yeah, fuck those dudes. Burn them. Now, Space Gun did get a couple of home ports. It came out on Amiga, Commodore 64, which, and here you can see me deciding, or not knowing where to go. And then eventually I waste a bomb. Way to go, Marine. Anyways, yeah, it hit Commodore 64, hit Amiga, and it made it onto Sega Master System. I've always kind of wanted the Sega Master System version. I've seen video of it, and for 8-bit, it looks pretty cool. And you could play it using the Sega Master System light phaser gun, which is pretty awesome. Now, that particular game is pretty expensive on eBay, was always kind of hard to find. So I don't think it's going to be coming home anytime soon for me. But Now, Taito put out these Taito Legends compilations on Xbox and PS2, and contains some of my favorite arcade games. I was kind of hoping that they would put Kadash on there, which, as some of you know, is my favorite arcade game of all time, but that's a discussion for another day. Now, you got Bubble Bobble, you got Operation Wolf, Space Invaders, and obviously Space Gun here, which was cool for me, and a number of other awesome Taito classics are on these collections. So if you see them fairly cheaply, just pick them up, and you won't be disappointed. Here we go. I'm probably going to be meeting my demise fairly soon here, but luckily on these collections you can keep there. You can just see me getting swarmed. But the best way to play this game really was with a friend. If you could grab a friend and go shoulder to shoulder, it was pretty immersive playing this game, and even though you kind of knew it was a poor man's Aliens, it was still pretty great. And sadly, here come the flying testicles with fangs, and it's hard to avoid them when you're also getting killed by the aliens. There was some pretty neat changes where you would see the aliens pick up some of the crew members, or you'd see crew members kind of glued into the walls as well, just like the movie Aliens. And occasionally you'd see there'd be a giant ruse. That happened to me earlier in this video where, a crew member would come towards you, help, and then as soon as he'd get close to you, he'd transform into an alien and start slashing at your face. But here, me meeting my ultimate demise, I think. I decided not to continue here because basically you guys would just be watching me insert coins for the rest of my day. But yeah, Space Gun, a very nostalgic game for me. Lots of fun in the arcades. If you have a chance to check it out, especially in the arcade, play it, or with a light gun. Or pick up Taito Legends Volume 1 on Xbox and give it a whirl. Anyways, thanks for watching. This is Super Robot Tyson from River City Retro. Check us out, or check out the Two Crude Dudes podcast. You can see the links on the screen right there. Thanks, guys.